Hi, and welcome to this High Vibes Club session with roll-off cakes. So this is actually one of my favorite things we're going to do today, and that's the cakes. And that's because the cakes has been a passion of mine for many years of making raw food cakes. I used to have a raw food restaurant in Copenhagen, where actually I found out afterwards that the cakes were actually the best selling, and we did a lot of experimenting with making all sorts of colors with vegetables, and I invited different artists in because you can be so creative. First, you know, the basics. So today I'm going to show you the basics of how to make the roll-off cakes. Then you can make your own recipes or be more creative and have your own blends and how you like it the best. So this is super exciting. I'm here to share with you how easy it can be. Of course, you need to have the right ingredients. And this is kind of a mix of Dr. Sebi recommends for the alkaline. And we're also today adding a little bit of cashew nuts, which is not really on the list. But this is, you know, one of the balancing things that you need to do once in a while to get the consistency. You can also use Brazil nuts instead of the cashew nuts that I'm using. So you can play around with it. So I'm going to show you the basics, how to make the cakes. And this is a cheesecake. So first we're going to make the crust and then we're going to make the cream. So this is super exciting. This is, I choose today to make a mango vanilla, or like a kind of cheesy mango cake in 2 different colors. So it's super exciting. My favorite ones, or one of my favorites, is to make the sweet berry cakes also with the berries. So that's also super delicious. And you can also use the sea moss and play around. But what you need is basically you need nuts. So I choose to use walnuts for the crust. And then I have some beautiful dates. It can be medjool dates or these neck-decked jewel dates, which are a little harder, depending what kind of machine you have to make the crust. Then, as usually, I always use a little bit of Himalaya salt to get that little salty caramel taste with the sweetness from the dates. And I have this blend of cinnamon and maca and lucuma that I like to mix in both on the bottom and also in the cream. So these are actually the main ingredients. And today I choose to make it in a round form. You can also use your silicone molds, or you can make it in a glass actually and put it in the freezer. It's up to you to be really super creative about this. First, I have my food processor, and then I have my beloved Vitamix. So we're gonna make a really creamy, kind of cheesy kind of sauce. So first I put the nuts in here. I just run them briefly so they get a little crushed before I add in the dates. So you see this machine is quite fast, so it's actually just about 3 seconds. I made this pretty fast. Then I'm adding in some dates and a little bit of pinch of Himalaya salt and a little bit of the maca cinnamon. Already in a few seconds, the crust is ready. So take it from here, power off this machine. You have to be careful with these big knives in the kitchen like this. This is a really nice food processor from High and Life that I can recommend. And don't remember, I have a discount for High and Life for you guys. So if you want to invest in some really good quick kitchen equipment, I can recommend you to invest in the High and Life products. You know, it's really worthwhile. I must say the machines I had back from my cafe 10 years ago, they're actually still working. It's until recently I had to exchange my Vitamix. Actually, my old one was still working, but I thought, okay, I really need an upgrade. So I got the one from High and Life. And because they're, you know, the Vitamix are just the best, I must say. It's been my kind of lifesaver for doing this, and also not to kind of drain yourself of energy, you know, to have these really good quality machines just make a big difference. So if you want the 10% while watching this video, just send me a message, or if you're a member of the High Vibes Club, it's there. So you see, this is actually pretty easy. I already press down the crust with my spatula. So this is more like what you say, like protein bar or something like that. And normally I would say that you should soak the nuts. You could do that, but it gets a little more crispy if you just use them as they are. So if you're really into, if you have a very sensitive stomach, I do recommend you to soak the nuts, dehydrate them, and then crush them. So if you have time, I really recommend that. Or if you're just really trying to cleanse or make your system work, I would say you have to do it. And actually this crust, I use the walnuts because they're so healthy and they're so alkaline. It's really good for the brain. It has a lot of omega acids in there, and it just also has this really beautiful autumn flavor. You can use, like, you know, the nuts can be a little expensive. So if you want to go on low budget, you can easily use sunflower seeds for the crust. That will also do for this as well. So now we have the crust we can put aside, and while we're making our cream. So for the cream, I have my vitamins. We're going to blend it all in here at once, actually. So I'm going to take about 7 deciliter of, or actually I'm going to make half a portion. So I'm going to take 5 of this. There's a recipe in the club, so you can watch the exact measurements. So this is actually all about alchemy, about how you blend these ingredients. So I add the cashew nuts, I add a little bit of salt, I take like 1 teaspoon of the maca mix, and then I take a lot of agave, but you know, we're not going to eat a whole cake on your own. And you can also do it less sweet. If you don't want it to be sweet really, and you just want the nuts, you can just add a little bit of agave, and then you can add sea moss instead. So you can take that. And then you take your lemon juice. This is actually lime juice. It's best if it's fresh lemon juice. And then I blend this. So we're gonna blend like 2 times. I'm gonna use my stick for this. It's also very mix. It's so great. With this little stick that comes, that you can easily just, and then we just blend it just for, yeah, just so 20 seconds of blending until you see you have a very creamy consistency. And also, I forgot to say, these cashews has been soaked overnight. That's so important. So they're soft to work with. So anyhow you want to work with cashews, you need to soak them. That's like super essential. Then it will have more enzymes, it's easier to digest, and it will come back to its original taste. So now we have this beautiful cream, and you know, it's only 20 seconds because it's a Vitamix. You know, the Vitamix just really make it super easy to work with. And then I add some cold pressed coconut oil for a stiff consistency. And again, if you use sea moss, you can use less oil instead. That's also an option. And I just blend it on the low here for a few seconds. Now it has some kind of yogurt consistency that is just super nice, super beautiful. So from here we have our white cashew cream. And this cashew cream you can actually transform to anything you like. So you can mix in any berries, any kind of flavor, any color. And now I choose to make a mango cake. You can also do it in 2 colors. You can mix them. If you look on some of my pictures, you can see I often use 2 colors and mix, but this is just going to be a pure like mango cake for you to kind of to get the idea of how to do this. So if I wanted to make a 2 different color cake, I would take half of this and pour, or I would make it a mango cream and then I'll add in some berries afterwards. And you can do all sorts of combinations, and also of course the contrast colors works really well. So you have like berries and white or yellow or green, or you know, pink and yellow. So you have kind of this contrast to play with. So, and you can swirl it and mix it around. So when you take out the cake, it just has this really beautiful colors inside as well. So that's the whole trick about this. So now we're gonna add this fresh mango. You can also use frozen mango, frozen berries. It's good to make them to not to have them too cold. Then it will be maybe a little bit hard to work with, depending what blender you have. But really, in the Vitamix, I can add anything here. So, wow, super nice with the mango. I'm gonna blend it. So adding in this color, like this mango, just gave it a little bit of a very light yellow color. So now I want to have a more intense yellow color, and I will add some turmeric, and I want to have this more light yellow color. So I'll take some of it and I'll pour into my form, like half of it. Then I'll leave it. Then I'll take some fresh turmeric powder, and of course you can also you can also take some fresh turmeric, then it'll be even more orange. But let's say I'll just add a little bit of teaspoon of turmeric, and it doesn't really do anything for the flavor. It just makes it like super beautiful and just makes it more healthy, even more anti-inflammatory. So depending now I've got a little more yellow, but I think I want to add a little bit more yellow in there to get. So you kind of have to experiment a little bit how much of the ingredients, what color do you like? Oh, so the turmeric makes me sneeze a little bit. So here you see I got a really beautiful, even more kind of intense color. Yeah, it makes it easy. You see here like a really nice Easter kind of color, and I just pour rest of it into my form. I take it to the right side. Now I make like one side with the light yellow cream and another side with the darker. So I'm gonna mix these together so there'll be some kind of little swirl form. So this is super nice. So it looks like the half moon. Then I'm gonna take a little stick that I normally have, which I can't find right now. So I'm gonna use, you can see, you can really use anything you have, but like a longer stick is like really great. I just do like this, and now I'm gonna make some swirl into it. So really what I do is just really like make some nice swirl like this. So I'm back here again. So I made like a really nice swirl here. You can see there's two different yellow colors. And then actually I will put it in the freezer to freeze around, depending of, if you use CMOS as well, but like I would say at least like 6 hours, you know, in a couple of hours, like 2-3 hours, you'll be firm. But if you want it really frozen, and you're gonna take it somewhere else, maybe to eat or deliver it, I would say around 6 hours in the freezer. And then you have a really beautiful cake, and you can decorate it. You can also dump some fresh berries, some blueberries. I love to use like dried flowers on top, and just decorate it beautiful according to the autumn, according to your mood. You can do it with nuts. I mean, you can do it with mango peel. You can just be super creative and use your imagination of all these beautiful fruits and colors we can make. So yeah, this was the basic of the raw love cake. So yeah, you can find the recipe in the High Vibes Club, and you just go ahead and be super creative. Thank you so much for watching this session of raw love cakes, and I'll be back with more inspiration and more cakes. And also, if you want more interested to have more education in this high vibrational lifestyle, I have a course in Danish for 3 months. with 60 hours of teaching where we go through all the basics, and we do have some Zoom coaching sessions together, and you get a lot of inspiration how to get started and how to keep yourself motivated to do this lifestyle. So hope to see you soon, and also hope you, if you're not already in High Vibes Clubs where I make these videos and give you inspiration and recipes, then yeah, you can join only for 11 euro a month. So I hope to see you soon in there, and take care and have a beautiful day or evening wherever you are, and let the sun shine on you like these beautiful sunflowers I was gifted. Very sweet. So take care, and hi from my high vibrational kitchen.